Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Okay, so today we're going to take up our test. In my opinion, this was a very, 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 very easy test. I consider this test to have been extremely easy, and I hope that you all did too. I think most people found it good. Fine, you didn't have to say very easy, but I think most people found it average to good. We'll go through, see how you did, and it'll give you a sense of how well you understand the concept of declensions, conjugations, and sandhi. Okay? So we'll start with number 1. Moksha in 7th singular masculine. Moksha in 7th singular masculine will be mokshe. You have to check to make sure you wrote it correctly. Exactly. I'm writing it. I didn't pre-write it. I'm writing it as we go along. So you can check and make sure you wrote it the exact same way. Mokshe in, on, at, freedom, or moksha. So that's one. Very simple, very straightforward. Prajna, 6 plural masculine. So prajna in 6 plural masculine will be prajna nam. Prajna. Now is it na or is it ra? There is a ra. So are you going to use this na or are you going to use this na? Actually, there is a na, a ra, but there's also a ja. In the nya, there's a ja, and ja is a blocking letter. So the correct na is this one. Prajnana. Not ram. You should be using a different color. If you used a pencil, you should be using a different color to make your corrections so you can mark them correctly. Okay. And in English, that will be of wise people. Not to. Some people wrote to. I don't know why. Videos on, please. Okay. Then now, Narayana. What case is that? That you should be able to tell me in your sleep also. If you can't tell me that in your sleep, something is wrong. Narayana. That is 4th case singular. Narayana. And that means 2 or 4. Narayana. If you wrote 2 or 4 name of Bhagavan, that means you didn't know what is Narayana or what. Name of Bhagavan was in bracket in case someone didn't realize that it is a name of Bhagavan. Okay? And what is the substantive form? That will be Narayana. Narayana. Halehi. Halehi is 3rd plural neuter. And it means with fruits. With or by fruits. If you wrote by, it doesn't matter, right? With or by fruits. And the substantive is phala. Not phalam, phala. In the forests. I realized you didn't have the verb, but the noun, but you should have known it because we used it as a declension example. So in the forests is seventh, plural in English. In Sanskrit, it is forest is vana. And so this will be vanishu. Vanishu. And see the na? Normal na, not varnishu. Vanishu. Okay. So far, so good? Okay. Now we're going to mark it. You have to have given me the exact same answer. No spelling mistakes in the Sanskrit. No singular instead of plural in the number. Like that. Exact same. If you wrote a dot, if you wrote a dot here, what is going on? If you wrote a dot instead of the ma, that's okay. No problem. But otherwise, everything else should be the exact same. Huh? So now let us count our marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Easy test, because just to write fourth case singular, you get 1 point. And if you made a silly mistake and you wrote 6, then you're in trouble. You lost 1 easy mark. Okay. If you wrote the wrong na, in today's test, I am taking the mark away. Very simple. You should be able to tell by now. There's a ja in there. I wanted you to know there is a ja in there. Okay. All right. Next question. Arch in first person plural. Arch in first person plural. What is the pronoun? First person plural. Let's translate it. First person plural means we. We. Arch is to worship. So the English is we all worship. We all worship. How do you say we in pronoun? Vayam. Now, arch in first person plural is archamaha. Watch where the ra goes. Archamaha. It goes on the a. This ra has to have been in the correct place for you to get the mark for this question. The ra goes on the a, not on the ch. Archamaha. Gachatha. Gachatha means what? It is second person dual. Gachatha, second person dual. That means you two go. Gachatha. How do you say you two in pronoun? Yuvam. Yuvam. And then what is the verb root? It is not gach, it is gum. And you should have gotten this because of how many times we did it and because you had your vocabulary. Okay, so this is out of 7. Again, you get the point for writing the exact correct answer. No half mark if you wrote second person plural, 1 or 0. So you mark this out of 7. So far we are at 20. If you just got this much and you didn't know any sandhi and you didn't know any Sanskrit sentences, you'd have still passed the test.
Didi, if you wrote we worship, it's wrong.
No, that's fine.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, next question. So far, so good? Oh, that's not out of 20, that's out of 7.
7.
Here you go. Okay. Okay, continue. Good to go? Okay. Now, let us see. Sandhi. Namostu. I did not need to highlight this because it is obvious that that is a sandhi. If you see an avagraha, it means there was a sandhi. So now, what is the rule that gives you the avagraha? Here we have, okay, let us see what the original. So, now let us see rule first. What is the rule that gives you avagraha? Actually, there's only one option, no? It is, and there's an O here. So you'll see your rule was aha plus a equals O avagraha. This you had to write exactly as I have written. Not maha, not sa, but aha and a equals O avagraha. Exactly like this, the rule has to have been. And the separate words are namaha astu. Not namaste. I don't know how somebody got namaste from namaha astu. Namaha astu. These are our two separate words. Kundendu. A. When does A come? A comes in a vowel sandhi. What is the vowel sandhi? A or a plus I or E equals A. So now our separate words are going to be kunda and indu. You had to have gotten the spelling correct. The only exception is if you wrote a or if you wrote e. You can just make a note that that is not correct, but a and e, you have to have got that correct. So far, so good? Okay, next. The A is wrong and the E is wrong, but I'm saying because of the rule and because you may not have known those words, it is okay if you wrote it like that, just make the correction. You won't lose a mark for writing kunda or indu. That's what I mean. But the actual word is kunda indu. Where does that come? Kundendu. Don't know. Ya kundendu tashara hara dhavala. Okay, cool. Mayenam. Mayenam. Mayenam means what? That you shouldn't, in your sleep again, you should be able to do this ya sandhi. Huh? E plus, what is the vowel here? A equals Y. If you wrote E plus vowel equals Yahaland plus vowel, fine. You can take that mark. No, you can get half for that. That'll be half for this one. Okay. But the separate words are may and enam. No spelling errors allowed. Kehi maya. So now what is the rule when you have a visarga plus ma, which is a soft consonant? It becomes rahala. Kehi maya, it becomes rahala. So now this visarga is going to become rahala. And now you have to write it together. So now how are you going to write it? The ra halant goes on the ma. You had to write it correctly. Had to be something a little bit difficult. I mean, this is not test of Sanskrit grammar. This is also a test of Sanskrit writing. Huh? This is basic putting sounds together correctly. So now this section is out of 11. For every correct answer, you get 1. For the only exception is the half in number 7. So 1 or 0. Okay, now we come to the sentences. The problem of man is indeed Papa. Now, I did not highlight above here, but I hope that you all know that you cannot have finished this homework, this test, without giving me the correct case, gender, number, or person and number. So now let us see that first. The problem of man is indeed Papa. So now this is an English question, really speaking. The first half is figuring out the English grammar. What is our verb? Is. Is what? Is the, okay, here's our verb. Now, what is the subject? What is the problem? So problem is our subject, singular, masculine. So our verb is going to be singular. And because problem is the subject, our verb is third person. So third person singular, the problem is. So now, what is the direct object? Papa. But here, is Papa second case? The problem is Papa. Remember, when we use is, the verb to be, then what would normally be considered second case actually becomes first case. Is it not the same to say Papa is the problem? The problem is Papa. Therefore, in this rare exceptional case, Papa is also first case singular, and it is neuter. That was a trick. That was a trick. Okay? The problem of man is indeed Papa. Now, what is man? Of man. So that will be sixth case, singular, masculine. You had to have written the gender. I wrote the gender underneath, but that's my notes. You have to write case, gender, number above every single word. And indeed is indeclinable. So now we take that translation. The problem of man is indeed papa. So now we're going to put the verb at the very end. Okay? Is. If you check your translation of to be, you'll see bhavat, bhu. Bhu becomes bhavati. So bhavati. Okay. And now we're going to just translate backwards for ease. Papa. Papa in first case singular neuter is papam. If you wrote papam and you wrote second singular neuter, you're getting this one also wrong. It just so happens to be the same, but you wrote it wrong. Yes. You translated first case. This is second case. That is fluke that it is a neuter word. Yes. You'll never make that mistake again. Okay. Indeed is Eva. If you wrote tu, it doesn't matter. Tu/Eva. Either is fine. Then of man. Of man. I'm going backwards. I'm not going in correct prose. I'm just going backwards, right? Of man will be Manushya. Manushya. And then the problem will be dosha. Should actually be Manushyasya dosha, but I've written it like this just for ease of going backwards. And even papam and eva should technically be switched. Manushyasya dosha papam eva bhavati. But like I said, order doesn't matter. Whatever order you wrote it in is fine. If the verb was in the beginning, it doesn't matter. Any order is fine for this answer. Why? Because Sanskrit's awesome. The meaning still holds if you mix up the order. That's why. Okay. Pandavanam rajyam papa dharmaha bhavati. Rakshati, sorry. So now, what is our verb? Rakshati. Rakshati is third person singular. Protects. What protects? What is our first case? There's only, dharmaha, first case, singular, masculine. There should have been no vagueness if rajyam was first case or second case, even though it's neuter, because this is a singular verb and you already have a singular subject. No vagueness should have been there. Okay? So this is dharmaha rakshati. So our main sentence of the body of the sentence is dharma protects. What does dharma protect now? Let us go back and see. Dharma protects, the second case option here will be kingdom. Second case, singular. Dharma protects the kingdom. Is there any other description? Pandavanam. Pandavanam is sixth plural masculine. Of the Pandavas. So that will be of the Pandavas kingdom. And Papat is 5 singular. From sin. So now we translate dharma. Not dharmaha. If you wrote dharmaha, that is wrong. In English, you don't write the aha. Do you go around speaking like that? Dharmaha is. No, the word is dharma and it's just declined as dharmaha. So these are simple common mistakes that keep getting made. But the word is dharma when you translate it. Huh? Dharma protects the Pandavas' kingdom. If you wrote the kingdom of the Pandavas, no problem. From Papa. So here we have it. Now, how many marks for this? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, no. For each correct mark here, for each correct marking, you're going to get half a mark. No, let's be nice. You're going to get 1 mark. Okay? So 10 here and 10 here. This is also out of 20. You can't count the and of as separate words and be like, oh, that's bonus 25. This one is out of 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If you wrote Dharmaha, that's not correct. The Pandava kingdom is not correct. It's Pandavas or of Pandavas, not Pandava kingdom. That makes it an adjective. Same gender, same number adjective. Okay. All right. So now total your marks, please. This will be 20, 20, 40, 51. Is that a 51? But in class, you can text me your mark directly, and I'll send a poll in the group for everybody to also answer. Okay. Congratulations on reaching the end of the second Sanskrit course. Well, the first grammar course, but the second Sanskrit course, because the first one was learning to read and write. Before middle of May, some of you didn't even know how to write And look here, you're able to translate sentences and resolve sandhi, and verbs and nouns mean something to you. So you've really come a very, very long way. You should all be very proud of yourselves for how much you've learned. I hope that you see Sanskrit is not hard. It's easy. It's very logical. It just requires a little bit of attention. And the more time you spend with it, the more easy it becomes also. So don't stop. I don't know when we'll start our next course, but next course will come. Don't worry. We will do grammar part 2 and grammar part 3, and we will keep going until we can translate Bhagavad Gita one day. But that is the aim. Sanskrit's not hard. Now, to add declension tables is nothing. This is feminine this is feminine E, this is masculine E, this is masculine U. You just need to be given the table and you know exactly what it means. Right? No big, long explanation. So I hope you've all enjoyed the course. I hope you all agree with me that Sanskrit is very, very, very beautiful. And I hope that you don't stop practicing what you have learned. When you read any verses, usually you'll see the breakup of the words below. Try and look at that. Try and see if you can figure out any cases, figure out the verb. There's still plenty to learn. So you might not know most of the words, but you'll know some. You'll see the indeclinables, and anything that is in present tense, parasmaipada, you'll know as well. And masculine and neuter are the 2 most common declensions that you'll find. So keep looking, keep trying, and congratulations again. If anyone would like to offer Guru Dakshina and didn't have a chance to yet, you're welcome to send it. All the Guru Dakshina is an offering of gratitude. If anyone would like to send, it allows the work of Chinmay Mission to continue. It's not for me. It's not for Devji. It's not for Zoom. I mean, it is for Zoom, maybe. It helps us to cover costs for running all these classes and all of that, right? So, okay, so we'll do our final closing prayer. And I will leave the group open because when our next course starts, I'll post in there. But it's a closed group. I mean, no one can post, so you won't get random happy birthday messages and all that. Okay. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हरि ओम।